So here we have our character over here. So let's just start shaping him again. All I did was just move these points up to match that a little better. So what I'm going to do right now is just simply go down over here and let's pull this one. Let's pull that in. And as I said earlier, we can always go to a polygon mode, which I will, and I can delete one side and just model one side. But right now let's just do two sides, and we'll go to a polygon mode in a second over here. So let's go to edit extrude one more time, and always near the elbow I have like a nice little subdivision right there. And let's do G again to extrude our wrist area right over here, and then one more G right over here. And let's go a little close to this one and this one, and let's do shift select the other face. Just wanted to make sure only two faces are selected, so edit mesh extrude again, and let's just do a little inset by scaling it down, and let's do G again to repeat last command, and another G right over here, and let's scale those down to do a little small thumb. And we can always, like I said, there's always pushing and pulling that's involved, vortices and shaping everything just to match your character. We can see clearly it's not matching over here. So at this time I'm going to go back to our object mode, right click object mode, and I'm going to go under edit mesh and insert edge loop tool, and I'm going to insert an edge loop all the way over here. And it looks like it stopped over there, which is okay. I can always go back to interactive split tool and do one here and one here and hit enter. Now if it's not in a straight line, there's other ways to get it straight. What I'm going to do at this time is just go back to right click standard mode, so I'm in my sub D mode. But you can see how quick this is to quickly start shaping your character. At this time I'm going to go under modify, convert. Right here, let's go to sub D to poly. And the advantage of doing this in the sub D mode is really you can see it gives you a nice little rough cage of your character, like a smooth version of your character, and a cage outside, which is like that poly cage, and you can start modeling. And there are other ways to do that too, one of them being sub D proxy. So let's do sub D to polys. I'm just going to say polygon count in this case, let's say convert. So right now this is a polygon model. You can right click and you can see the sub D is gone. It's a simple polygon model. I'm going to go to Control A and let's go get the transparency all the way back. Now this will always happen. When you come back from sub D, something like this might happen. So the easiest way to fix that is let's also turn off our image planes right now. That's the advantage of having them on layers. So the first thing I'm going to do is just start shaping over here and make sure that everything is quads. It's good to have everything four-sided in quads as much as you can in the nice polygonal model. So one thing over here, you can see that this is clearly not right over here. So what I'm going to do is simply take the edge. You can see how these triangles are just forming into a point, meeting at a point over here. Let's delete it, delete, delete, delete. And I'm going to rebuild this section again. So the way I'm going to do that is just go here, interactive split tool, go from here to here and hit enter. And same thing, Y to repeat last tool, that's the hotkey. One from here to here, enter. Y to repeat last tool, one from here to here and hit enter. And Y to repeat last tool, one from here. And that kind of messed up over there, so let's undo that. Let's do Y to repeat last tool. Let's go from here. And basically what happened was it already had some nice points over there it's trying to go to. And you can see right now this is kind of blocky, so there's another way around that too. You can see that if I just uncheck the model, you can see that this is pretty much really blocky, this area over here. Right there, you can see that. So I can just select this, go under normals and say soften edge, and that should take care of that. And there you go, you can see it did. So at this time I'm going to check the rest of the model over here. Looks fine. Sure, we can still extrude a few things over here. And I'm simply going to go to face. Actually, let's just go to the face mode and select everything on one of the sides. And I always like to really go close. You can see one of the faces wasn't selected. I always like to also go to the wireframe mode, which is 4 is the hotkey, the wireframe, and just simply pull this side and just see. And you can see that only polygons or only faces on the right side of the character were selected, and simply we're going to delete it. And at this time, we can just model one side of the character. Now there's, again, a lot of different techniques a lot of people use. One of the things I like in Maya is a nice old school way. We still have to shape this, and that's as simple as just simply moving the character over here, just simply right there, and just moving these polygons and just shaping everything. So that's really simple. It's not really gonna take us a long time to do that. In fact, I'll not move this. I'll just move this area and move this one over here and this over here, and then it looks like we'll need another edge loop coming all the way down, which is very simple. You can add it by either insert edge loop tool, but in this case actually I'll do the interactive split and just go this way up. So I'm not gonna do that right away. I just wanted to show you how we could start mirroring this. So actually let's have this right over here. So a lot of different ways you can do this again, and the most important thing for mirror is your vertices over here. These guys should be all lined up. Now in some cases they are not, and maybe if in this case they are not, one more way to fix that is, again, a lot of different ways for polygonal modeling. Everyone does it a different way. I like to just select those vertices along that edge and simply scale them. And in most cases they would come to a straight line, and this one, there are some of them which are not really coming to a straight line. You can also snap them to the grid. So again, like I said, so many different ways to do it. So I'm just going to leave it right over here. And one way is you can go to Mesh, Mirror Geometry, and you can say this is the negative X, because you can see the X is pointing is this direction, so the negative X is the opposite direction. I can just say merge with original, merge vertices, and I can just do that, and I get the second side. Another old school way in Maya is with the character selected, but the pivot should be exactly on that edge. I'll go to Edit, Duplicate Special, and with a -1, I already have that value in there from an earlier project. I'd do Instance, so normally it's not at Instance. I'll do a -1 scaling in X, and I'll do Instance, and I'll say Duplicate Special, and duplicate. And you can see that it didn't exactly join, so I can just kind of either fix my vertices or just cheat a little bit and move them in. Now the advantage of doing this is, whatever I do to the character, if I just go here now, and whatever I do to the character on the right side over here, let's say if I wanted to start shaping this guy to match right over here, everything is going to happen on the right. Whatever I do on the left side is going to happen on the right side. So that is really, really a big advantage if you think about it. And again, I still need to cut this, but this is pretty much how I will start shaping everything. And once I'm done shaping the character, what I'll do is I'll simply select this side, and I'll say Mesh Combine, so that they are one piece. And then I'll simply go, let's go back over here, and transparency, take it down. So once everything is final, and really this character really needs a little bit of shaping right now at this point, and a little bit maybe extrusion on his hands, that's it. But once everything is done, I'll combine it like I did, and then select these vertices and make sure that I merge them by using the merge button right here. And you can always go, if the merge doesn't happen, you can always go to the threshold and increase the threshold value. Now, one thing when you're selecting vertices I would highly recommend is go to Modify, actually Display, I'm sorry, Heads Up Display Poly Count. Because what happens is you need to see how many vertices are selected. Let's say if I do this, you can see 6 vertices were selected. So you got to be really careful. Right now 2 vertices are selected. I'll simply go Edit Mesh, Merge, and you can see that's 1 right there. So right here, and Edit Mesh, Merge, or you can do G again. And pretty much you can do this before. Right now you can see I messed up over there, so I can go back because 3 vertices were selected. You can see this guy at the back over here was selected on the side. So pretty much start shaping the character and combine the 2 sides and start merging the vertices. So I'll see you in the next video.